Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a story of ultimate devotion from the Lotus Sutra. And it's a tale so extreme, it involves burning one's own body as an offering. This is the incredible story of the Medicine King Bodhisattva. So let's just jump right in with the big, jarring question at the center of all this. Why on earth would a bodhisattva burn his own body and arms as an offering? I know, it sounds extreme, but trust me, it's all designed to point us toward a really profound spiritual truth. To even begin to understand and act like that, we have to go back, way, way back in time, to a perfect world from a previous age. This is where the stage was set for this incredible story. Okay, so our story starts in the realm of a Buddha with a beautiful name, Sun Moon Pure Bright Virtue. And it is so important to get this. His world was absolutely nothing like ours. It was what's called a perfect Buddha field, a place literally designed to help beings reach enlightenment. Just try to picture this for a second. A world made of precious gems, perfectly flat with absolutely no suffering, no hardship at all. Jeweled trees are everywhere, and bodhisattvas are just sitting under them listening to the teachings while heavenly music plays all around. It's a world of pure peace and devotion. So in this perfect world, we meet a bodhisattva named All Beings Delight in Seeing, and his dedication is just on another level. He undertakes these incredibly difficult spiritual practices for 12,000 years, and it's all for one single goal, to become a Buddha. It's after he hears the Lotus Sutra that this devotion leads him to this incredibly powerful meditative state. And after reaching this new spiritual plane, he has this massive realization. He understands that his newfound power came directly from hearing this teaching. And he's just filled with this overwhelming sense of gratitude, this powerful urge to make an offering that is truly worthy of the gift he received. And this is where his thinking takes a really radical turn. He realizes that even with all his amazing spiritual powers, creating these miraculous offerings out of thin air, it's just not enough. He comes to the conclusion that no external gift, no matter how amazing, could ever match the sincerity of offering up his own physical body. And that single thought sets him on this extraordinary path. Okay, so let's get into how he actually prepared for this. It's so important to understand this wasn't some impulsive, dramatic act. Oh no, this was a sacred, meticulous, and deeply symbolic ritual that took centuries to prepare for. I mean, the preparation alone is an epic feat. For 1,200 years, he consumes fragrant incense and oils, basically purifying his body from the inside out. Then, after anointing himself and wrapping himself in these heavenly robes, he uses his spiritual power to set his own body alight. And the key here is that it's portrayed not as an act of self-harm, but as a profound transformation, literally turning his body into a brilliant, shining lamp. And the result of this offering? It's just cosmically vast. His body burned for 1,200 years, and the light from that one single offering illuminated a number of worlds equal to the grains of sand in 80 billion Ganges rivers. The scale is meant to be completely mind-boggling, just to show you the sheer power of his devotion. And get this, the Buddhas in all of those countless worlds see this light, and they all praise his act at the same time. They see it for exactly what it is, not a physical sacrifice, but the true offering of the Dharma. In other words, the highest, most supreme way you could possibly honor the teachings that he loved so much. But believe it or not, the story doesn't end there. After that life is over, he is instantly reborn in that very same perfect land. His teacher, the Buddha Sun Moon Pure Bright Virtue, entrusts everything, the teachings, his relics, the whole thing, to him before passing into nirvana. And to honor his master, he makes a second unbelievable offering. He burns his own arms for 72,000 years. Now, as you can imagine, his followers see him without arms, and they are heartbroken. All they can see is the physical loss. But he uses their grief as a powerful teaching moment to show them a much deeper truth about what spiritual power really is. And right here, this is the crucial point. He makes this incredibly powerful vow. He basically links the physical restoration of his body directly to the truth of his spiritual path. It's a profound declaration. If my path is true, if I really am going to become a Buddha, then let my arms be restored right now as proof. And just like that, because his vow was backed by the undeniable truth of his merit and his wisdom, his arms were instantly made whole again. And it's at this incredible moment that the Buddha finally reveals who this bodhisattva really is. All beings delight in seeing is none other than the great medicine king Bodhisattva. So after this whole epic story, the burning body, the restored arms, thousands of years of devotion, the sutra finally pivots. It's ready to tell us the ultimate point of this entire tale. Everything we just heard has been building up to one central, incredibly important message. So here it is. The story of the Medicine King sets up this powerful comparison. On one side, you have these unimaginable acts of physical devotion. And yes, the sutra says they generate immense merit, but then it delivers the punchline. The merit you gain from just accepting and understanding a single verse of the Lotus Sutra is infinitely greater. His unbelievable sacrifice is used as the ultimate benchmark, just to show how far beyond even that the sutra's wisdom truly lies. And to really hammer this point home, the Buddha doesn't just state it as a dry fact. He uses this series of grand, sweeping, beautiful metaphors to explain the sutra's top-tier place among all the teachings in the universe. You see the pattern here, right? It's so clear and powerful. Just like the ocean is the king of all waters, this sutra is the king of all sutras. Just like Mount Sumeru is the highest mountain, this teaching is the highest teaching. Among all the stars, the moon shines the brightest. Among all the sutras, this is the one that illuminates everything. It is an absolute declaration of its supreme importance. So why? Why does all this matter? Why is this teaching so supreme? Well, the text explains that the sutra isn't just some abstract philosophical text to be studied. It's described as a source of active, living relief for the very real suffering of everyone in the world. I just love how beautifully this is put. The sutra's wisdom is like a cool pond when you're thirsty. It's like a doctor when you're sick, or a lamp when you're lost in the darkness. It actually functions to save all beings by giving them exactly what they need to be free from suffering and pain. And this right here is the ultimate takeaway. This is why the story of the Medicine King is so perfect. His immense sacrifice is meant to point us toward the value of this teaching, which is described as the good medicine for the spiritual sickness of humanity. It's the cure for greed, anger, and ignorance. Which, of course, leaves us with a final thought to chew on. The story makes it clear that upholding these teachings is the highest offering you can possibly make. So the question for us today is, what does that really look like? In our own lives, how can we make an offering, not of our bodies, but of our attention, our understanding, and our practice, to this kind of profound wisdom?